All right, today we're going to dive into one of history's most fascinating, most seductive, and honestly most misunderstood figures, the dandy.
But first, let's start with a question. A question for you. I mean, really think about it. Why are we so drawn to rebels, to nonconformists, to people who just refuse to play by the rules? In a world that's constantly pushing us to fit in, there's just something absolutely magnetic about those who choose to stand out.
It really boils down to this fundamental tension. On one side, you've got conformity. It's normal, it's safe, it's predictable, but ultimately it's just imitation. And on the other side, nonconformity. That's where things get different, rebellious, captivating. It's the source of all real creation, and that's where it gets interesting.
Look, throughout all of history, societies have had their norms, right? Their unspoken rules about how you're supposed to act, but in every single era you find these rare few individuals who deliberately, consciously choose to stand apart. And they're not just doing it to be difficult, they're doing it to make a powerful statement.
And perhaps, just perhaps, no one embodies this idea more perfectly than the figure we're exploring today, the dandy. They are the ultimate social rebel.
So what exactly is a dandy? Well, it is so much more than just being a sharp dresser. A true dandy embodies this radical difference in their entire being, their appearance, their manner, their attitude. They don't just exist in our world, they create their own world, and you better believe it comes with its own set of rules.
The classic example, the one everyone points to, is Beau Brummel. Now get this, the man would apparently spend 5 hours getting ready in the morning. 5 hours! And 2 of those hours were dedicated just to getting the crease in his necktie absolutely perfect. See, this wasn't just about looking good. It was a daily ritual. It was a form of art.
Okay, so that brings us to their most obvious trait, right? Their appearance. So let's break down the dandy's art of appearance, because I promise you it is about so much more than just the clothes.
The dandy's style is built on this incredible paradox. It's unbelievably unique and meticulous, right down to the smallest detail, yet it never looks like they're trying too hard. The difference isn't about being loud or flashy. No, it's all in the subtle, personal touches that just make them an object of complete and utter fascination.
So, here's the crucial point, the real takeaway. A dandy doesn't follow trends. They couldn't care less about what's in. They create a personal aesthetic that is so compelling, so unique, that other people want to imitate it. They become the source, not the follower. But okay, beyond the clothes, that's where we find the real secret of the dandy. It's an attitude of pure, unadulterated audacity. This is their inner core. This is what truly sets them apart. The dandy is supremely impudent. They are completely and totally indifferent to what other people think of them. Conventions, niceties, social obligations, they could not care less. Their life is dedicated to pleasure, to beauty, not to work. And honestly, nothing captures this better than this incredible quote from Oscar Wilde, a famous dandy in his own right. So after one of his plays, he comes out on stage smoking, which was completely against the rules. And when somebody complained, this was his response. It's witty, it's arrogant, and it perfectly shows his total disregard for anyone's rules but his own. Or get this story about another dandy, the Count d'Orsay. He's in a club and he drops a gold coin. So what does he do? Instead of just, looking for it, he casually takes out a 1,000-franc note, which was worth way more than the coin, lights it on fire, and uses it as a torch to search. The sheer audacity is just breathtaking. It's a performance designed to show he is above the mundane world of money and rules. So what does this all add up to? The style, the attitude, it all serves a much higher purpose. For the dandy, the ultimate goal is seduction through living, turning life itself into a masterpiece. This is their core philosophy right here. It's not about one single act or one perfect outfit. The dandy's whole aim is to transform every single moment, every interaction, from something mundane into a grand aesthetic adventure.
So how in the world do they pull this off? Well, their method is kind of a 3-part art form. First, every single detail of their life becomes a deliberate aesthetic choice. Second, and this is so crucial, they see it as their duty to alleviate the boredom of everyone else around them. And finally, by doing all this, they turn every social interaction into an unpredictable and exciting adventure.
And you know what? This makes them irresistible. Just think of the Roman writer Petronius.
Emperor Nero had all these dull, boring tutors. And then there was Petronius, who knew how to make every moment an experience. His ability to make life an art form made Nero absolutely obsessed with him. That's the seductive power of the dandy. People prize their company because they save you from the boredom of everyday life.
Now, one of their most powerful and maybe most subtle techniques is something the source material calls mental transvestism. And let's be clear, this isn't about appearance or clothes at all. This is deep psychology. It's this profound ability to enter the spirit of another person, to genuinely understand and mirror their tastes, their attitudes, their way of thinking. It goes way beyond simple empathy and creates this mesmerizing connection that makes the other person feel deeply, deeply seen and understood.
And all of this leaves us with one final thought, one big idea to chew on. The dandy's greatest lesson is that life doesn't just have to happen to you, it can be a conscious creation, a work of art. So the real question is, if your life were a work of art, what would it look like?